I'm Brian Christner, and this is The Byte, a bite-sized podcast about containers, cloud, and tech. Welcome back to The Byte. In this episode, we're going to talk about GitHub sponsors. It's a new program GitHub has actually launched, and to be totally honest, I'm a bit disappointed because we were actually talking about it in our 56k.cloud chat channel a couple weeks ago, how we can get back to the community, how we can get back to open source. And we were saying, we should identify some open source projects and we just contribute back to them, by Bitcoin or fund them, however. And just shortly after that, GitHub announces this. So it's like, are they scraping our chat channel? No, just joking. But anyway, it's a great program because there's a lot of developers out there that are contributing amazing code. And, their hobby is like almost their life, these type of projects, but they're not getting compensated for it. And we want to make sure that these projects continue on. We want to make sure that they have the drive to continue maintaining these projects, and they have, the funding to actually sustain themselves at the same time. And we as a company looked at it, we're like, hey, maybe we should also consider that as a benefit of us. And each of us gets like a certain budget a year to contribute to open source projects. And this actually makes it easier, the GitHub Sponsors Project. So the GitHub Sponsors Project, it allows any person or company or organization to sponsor a developer profile or projects. And I think initially GitHub is also going to match some of the funding. They're not going to take any transaction fees the first year. So it's like 100% of the funding goes to the developer, which is absolutely amazing. Now, I saw something on Twitter this week about Monk Chips. He's an amazing analyst about cloud and just the technology realm. And he posted a picture, or he was actually presenting, and he presented a picture of the GitHub statistics. And one of the statistics that jumped out at me was, the GitHub community is growing tremendously. Now that Microsoft has taken over, I think it's even ramped up even more so. But they say the majority of the commits, the highest growth market at the moment is Asia. So if you're in Asia, you're getting a lot of attention. And they say the highest growth of repositories is coming from the Asia region. Now, by contributors, I'm going to share this list. It's from the Octoverse report from GitHub, and it just details out, where the top 10 contributors are coming from, percentage growth-wise. So Hong Kong is top of the list. It's 1.8% change in growth, which is incredible. Singapore is second, Egypt 3, Nigeria 4, Bangladesh, Greece, Italy, Turkey, Malaysia, Portugal. That's the top 10. That was 2018. We expect the new report to come out pretty soon, but that just shows you that, the technology market is continuing to grow. It's expanding, and we need to make sure we can, help these developers in these different regions contribute back. They had the possibility to actually get paid to do some of these work. Fix tickets, merge pull requests, documentation. All these different things. There's a lot of projects out there that just need a little help managing it, or some type of code review. And this program is really going to promote the whole open source going forward. And I know, I've identified about 7 or 8 projects that I really want to donate to, and developers, I find that they're doing tremendous work. And I asked other people in 56K, why don't you do the same thing? And they're like, oh, that's brilliant, let's do that. So everyone kind of identified their favorite projects or developers, and we're going to actually contribute back when the sponsorship program kicks off. We're going to contribute back to it because we feel that it's an important part of the ecosystem, that people are represented equally, in the work they do, regardless of where they are in the world. And the sponsorship program, you can also be a developer and apply. I applied for the program just to see what it's like because, I have a few open source projects. And I'm not interested to get paid, but more just to see how the process is going to work from both the developer side point of view as well as a sponsor point of view. So me as a company, as a person donating, as well as a developer receiving. I want to see how that works on both sides. It's still in beta, so I signed up. You can sign up too. So GitHub sponsors. It's still early days, but my initial feedback is It's what the community needs. We've been waiting for this. A lot of different people have been promoting this type of work or have been interested to look for some sort of compensation for the work they're doing on major projects, and this is our way forward. So finally we get some sort of recognition to the open source community, people that are contributing, that are like, in the background but actually doing considerable amount of work. So now we can identify these people and say, hey, thank you for your contribution, and this is how I want to pay you back. It's actually physical money, and tell you thank you for your project, your work, or whatever you're contributing back. So take a look at GitHub sponsorships, sponsors. I'll put both links in there. Take this away as like a little bit of a homework assignment and identify maybe 3 to 5 open source projects that you consider like you couldn't live without, or you just feel that these projects are what bring back to me or my company the most value, and consider, hey, how can I give back to these people the way they've given me? I mean, I wouldn't be in the position I am without open source, and I really feel that giving back to the community as much as we're taking is a very important quality we should be giving ourselves. So take that little bit of homework. Let me know what projects you identify. I'll be telling you what projects I identify in the next few weeks, and we'll compare notes and see where we go. GitHub sponsors, that's this episode of The Byte, and we will see you next time. Have a great weekend, everyone. Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to this episode of The Byte. You can find the show notes at thebyte.io and follow me on Twitter at I Do My Own Tricks.